Hello. Today is going to be a fun day. I just downloaded Claude Code, or sorry, I just installed Claude Code um, and signed up for the Pro plan. Last month I was on the Gemini free plan and found it kind of useful, but yeah, people have been excited about Claude Code for the past year or so, so wanted to try it out. I used it yesterday to port my website, which is, let me pull it up, Longevity Papers. So once a week I generate a podcast using Notebook LM. It was pretty useful to help automate that process, but it still had a lot of hiccups. And ultimately I didn't get to use it that much. It was a little slower going than I had hoped, but today I'm going to do something a little different. What I want to do is I have some very old apps that are, say, they're over 10 years old. They're probably 15 years old, from iOS and Android. Some people still download them. Very happy for that, but they're definitely not top sellers or anything. They're basically beer money apps. But one that was kind of fun was this Note Teacher Kids Education app that just teaches kids how to read treble and bass clef, and they can touch the screen on an iPad or even an iPhone or Android and play the piano that way too. So I like to just try to use Claude to port this from, I think I just have Objective-C code, and I used a portable framework to port it to Android, which is a company I used to work for that's no longer around. So I'm going to try today to use Flutter, port this Objective-C code to Flutter, which might be Kotlin, I'm not sure. So I'm like totally new to the Flutter platform and to Claude Code. So it's going to be probably a lot of stumbling, but that's my superpower, to reveal how I'm stumbling. So yeah, let's just go for it. So I've installed Claude Code, and I think I installed Flutter and Android Studio, but I haven't even used them. I might have to open some things up. I actually have no idea. We're just going to ask Claude what to do. Yeah, so I'll just give you a little overview of the code. So I have this directory called notes. I'm going to just look at some of the files. So what I used to do is port. I had like a voice editor app called Voicer. For a second it was kind of popular. I was getting like top 10, top 100 iOS stuff, but I never really completed it. And some people graciously downloaded it and made a little bit of money, but it ended up being a good base for other apps that were audio related. So you can see like the code is pretty out of date. You see things like pthreads and Objective-C stuff, and a lot of audio classes. What else do we have? There's got to be something related to like notes on a staff. I guess, oh yeah, so there's a lot of things in this. There's a lot of files here actually. And one of the problems is, it's because this mono repo is shared over several projects and just cloned every time and branched every time. It's hard to remember, even after a few weeks, let alone tens of years, what all these files do. So there's things that handle microphone, and yeah, there's something called note sequence. Oh, so this was an interesting way of doing it. I think I saved just in a in a bunch of static arrays all of the songs that I wanted the kids to play. So like this is Für Elise, which is a popular kids classical music song, and it just has like the MIDI values and the timings of the notes, and many things like that. So alright, this is kind of interesting. What I'm going to do actually is pull up the description. Oh yeah, and you can kind of see what the app was. Basically you can even play chords, so it supports multi-touch. That was nice. And you can play some pre-defined songs. And it sort of was like, I don't know, DDR, one of those music games where the notes come in real time and then wait for you to press it. And you can miss it and you get a bad score. You can get it on time and you get a good score. Okay, so let's just go to Claude Code. And it's asking if you trust this. Yes, trust this. So let's just tell Claude, I want to update this app from 10 years ago to run on Android, web, iOS. Maybe you could even do Mac, I don't know. But anyway, using Flutter. This repo has been branched off of an audio editor app. So not all files are used. Please create the Flutter project. Eventually, I want to add more songs. Songs are in note sequence .mm in the classes directory. What else? I'll tell it, I think I installed Flutter, VS Code plus Android Studio. Correctly. Let me see. I made a directory called development. Okay. So here there's Android Studio and Flutter. I haven't actually used it. Please remove the projects, the files. Just, I'm not going to tell it that. I'm just going to tell it, please use Git to record your steps. Let me know where I need to intervene. Okay, let's see how much magic happens. Alright, so it's going to help us create a Flutter project to modernize my audio app. It's going to look at the code base. It's going to verify Flutter. Okay. I can see that this is going to take a while because I have like 100 classes and it's doing like 2 files so far. Yeah, you can do that. You can run Flutter. Oh, it says Flutter not found. Is that right? Is that how I have the VS Code Flutter? Oh, okay, so I'm supposed to do like the YOLO one and just tell it to run things. And I think I will let it just do that. Yeah, so one of my doubts is that this code base might even be too big. Let's see. So I'm gonna look at all of my MM files. So there's, yeah, like how many is that? It's like 133 MM files. Does this work? I can't remember if that works. It's been a while since I've used Xargs, I guess. Okay, yeah, so that works. And wow, so it's like 36,000 lines of code. Seems very high. Okay, but I guess this game state class is pretty big. The view controller, filter view controller, that's like the main thing where the notes happen. I'm just gonna look at some of these. Let's check on Claude Code. Oh, okay, so yeah, just do your thing, man. Let's just go. Okay. Oh yeah, so just basically recreating my song structure, and only one that's kind of weird is this like use sharp and quantize, because you can either have the key in a sharp based key or a flat based key for the same MIDI value. So something might be C sharp in one case or D flat in another case. What is it doing? Now it's running the main app. Okay. Yeah, so there's some good things about this, using Claude for this. Translation is a relatively easy task for Claude, I think, as opposed to like design a new interface or I don't know, more creative things. Basically, you're just like translating a language, which is one of the original use for a transformer. That looks like it's doing okay. It at least has my note names correct. And yeah, we would render those to the screen. So this is one part I want to see how it handles. I did everything in OpenGL basically and made textures and rendered them so I could rotate and position the text however I wanted. Oh no, it's doing the songs like one by one. And yeah, some of them I use like some clever tricks to generate. But like the main part of the app is not the MIDI sequence, right? It's the interface and the handling of this, drawing of the staff and animating the notes and stuff. Huh. So it's got this command called, it's got a directory called flutter app. And flutter analyze. So one of my fears is that, because it has no idea what the graphical interface looks like, I haven't sent it an image or anything, and it's just not going to handle that at all. Yeah, do the git add and whatever. Okay. Yeah, you can run fine. Maybe I should have run it with the YOLO, but I still kind of want to see what it would do. This computer's relatively sparse and safe, but yeah, let's see what kind of crazy commands it does first. But yeah, looking at the progress so far, it looks quite slow, and I'm kind of doubtful. I think this project's probably too big, what, 30,000 lines or so. So if this fails, my other projects were also like similar thoughts. So I have an app called Softly that like plays background scenes, like, I don't know, sounds of a beach over a long period of time and loops them, and has some calm graphics that are also just programmatically generated. That one's slightly simpler, but it still uses the same code base, so I bet it would run into the same problems. So all of these porting based ideas might not really work unless I just want to not port and update the iOS one. Yeah, you can commit as much as you want, Claude. Let me see what you've committed. Okay. All right. So it did something. Yeah, so this was 2015 was the last real commit. After that, it's just like, oh, I did add like a Bach prelude not that long ago. I totally forgot about this. Very interesting. Oh no, this is 2020. Okay, no, December 24. All right, we'll see. Let's take a look at what it actually did in this commit. Okay, so added only like one song, which is probably a good idea. This is like a home screen. And then the note names. So it's using a similar structure because this is what I remember. Yeah, so this is a very small app so far. This is like 4, 5 files. Okay, so now it says it's already created a project. And it added 5 of my songs. And these are classics. From Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to Hot Cross Buns. And I was learning the Bach cello prelude on the cello, so I added that one in recently. But let's see, okay. So now it says it runs. I'm very skeptical, but let's try this out. It says this will do it. Okay, I think I need to do that thing where I run Chrome in a debug mode. Let me try to do that. Oh, okay. Alright, well, this is a working web page. Okay, so this is very different. Let's see what this does. Play song, audio playback not implemented yet. Okay, so this is totally incorrect, but really funny. So it just lists each note, C, C, G, G, A, G, F, F, E, E, D, D, C. Yeah. So it kind of gets the notes. It has the right song, yeah, but it doesn't have them in a note teacher. Here, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. Which kids YouTube. I think we have a video. Here, this is what it's supposed to do. Oh no, I don't want to sign in. Okay, what if I do it like this? Firefox for the win.
Note Teacher Kids is an interactive app designed to teach you how to read music. Simply choose a game mode. You can pick between lessons, choose the key that matches the note displayed on the staff. You unlock one cartoon friend for every right answer. If you choose the wrong note, the avatar will stand by the correct key and give you a chance to try again.
Yeah, let's see. This is like
after playing through a lesson, you will get a score that shows on the lesson results screen. Notes will scroll across the staff on the top of the screen. You have to pick the matching key at the right time to keep going. Want more lessons or songs to play?
Alright, so let's see. This is pretty different. I don't know what we can do. Let's see if Claude has any idea. This app is completely different from the ported, from the original. It has no music staff, animation, moving notes, or interaction with the piano. And no audio playback. Okay. Have you even traced the code? Is there some detail I could give you? Or can you learn this on your own by reading? Okay, let's try this. But that was very funny. While this runs, I'm going to look at the app a little more. Okay, yeah, so these are definitely the MIDI values, and these are the times in which you should be playing. But it's got like this database thing set up with my fake database in a file. Yeah, okay. And yeah, it looks right. The notes actually look right. Okay, now it says it's going to look over the code base and actually understand what the app does. So that's nice. Let's see how far we get. But I guess it's nice that it did something that wasn't like a straight up error. So this is something I could potentially compile to Android today. And there's a project setup. So maybe I can run Visual Studio Code with Flutter and see what that looks like. I want SCM. I want RSCM. I want notes. Now there's like a Flutter directory. Okay, so what am I supposed to open here? This one? Let's try that. Yeah, let's trust. Okay. Being a total noob to Flutter, I don't even know like if there's a project file. Open workspace from file. This looks like not what I'm supposed to do. What are my other options? Open file. Open recent. Alright, so Claude definitely knows more about Flutter than me. Okay, but let's see. Now it sees that my app is a note reading trainer where musical notes appear on a staff and move animate in real time. Yes. Users tap piano keys to identify notes. Real-time based scoring. Audio feedback when the keys are pressed. This is completely different from my static sound browser. Would you like me to A, create a proper Flutter equivalent with these things? Yeah, how about... Let's just see what you do with option A. I want option A to feel free to work on things B and C along the way. Yeah, but it's nice that so it looked at the main view and realized it needs to look at this instrument key file, which I can remember what it is, and the staff entity file, which is just the game object for the 5 lines that make up the musical staff. Okay, so it's going to make my staff with an animation. Great. And I think the staff entity actually was kind of complicated, mathy. Okay, so I'm going to kill that app. I guess I was supposed to type Q, but whatever. Okay, yeah, so this staff entity, you could either load up a song, add sequence, oh, did it track the piano keys too? Maybe it did. Okay, so you give it these filter vectors are just like 3D vectors. You give it a MIDI value and a beat, which is like the seconds or the time in beats. So like if you're 60 beats per minute, beat 5 would correspond to the 5th second. So it'll actually tell you where to draw the note on the staff, I guess. And it's tracking a current beat, so it is keeping time. And that's how animation basically happens. We just keep calling get note pause dynamically, I guess. So let's see, how's this staff entity? But yeah, the actual drawing is kind of interesting. So you just draw 5 lines, and this is all using GL, OpenGL, with like a dummy texture. And then the clef is probably a image that I load in. Yeah, load a texture. So here's to see how this would look in Flutter. So this commit should be more interesting. And let's see if it actually is smart enough to copy over the assets or something like that. I'd expect that it is. And all right. Supposedly it's testing the app. Which we can do in a second too. Right? We can go back to the Flutter app. The thing we run is flutter run -d cron. Still only has the one commit. Oh, okay. So it's adding the opacity. Yeah, so it's actually like, I don't know if Flutter Analyze actually compiles. It looks like it does, or at least it analyzes and spits out the errors that you'd get. This is a Dart. Okay. So I've not dealt with Dart before. But it looks like a friendly language. I'll actually read a little bit about it. Is it primarily for Flutter? Web and mobile apps. So you can compile to JavaScript, WebAssembly, machine code. And they do have just in time. Yeah, it seems interesting. Wonder how well supported it is. But yeah, so Flutter is here. It looks very similar to JavaScript. Okay, now we have a fully functional music education app. So let's try that. Our fully functional music education app. Okay, so it did a lot of things. I just want to see what it did first. Change the mode on all my files, which is fine. Set up a Gradle project, an Android manifest. Strange that would have the trailing white space errors. Anyway, looks like there's a good amount of code in this one. So let's run it. What do I type? flutter run -d clone. Huh. Choose a level. Okay. Okay. All right. This is not bad. I can't tell what note that is supposed to be because it's so tiny. Is that supposed to be a G? Let's try G. I got one wrong. And that sharp is definitely in the wrong place. But it's animated. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, this is clearly a D sharp, so let's try that. Okay, so it's not. This is kind of hilarious. So it doesn't know how to size the glyphs correctly, but it should be able to infer that from the code. I'm gonna type an obviously wrong one to see. Oh, that was weird. Maybe it's got the like correctness part wrong. No. Ooh. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so I have no idea what it uses to determine correctness because I'm pressing like random things and it's right sometimes. And it has like, it needs to get the size correct, but the basics are all there. Let's try, did it remove all of my songs? Okay, so bass clef. Alright, I'm gonna pause it because I think it's lunchtime. Okay, I just had lunch. Kahlua pork. Alright, so this is pretty damn hilarious, I gotta say. I think there's some very good. Oh wow, it actually counts the amount of time and notes being played. I guess you can get the 5 wrong, then it kills. But my average speed was infinity s. Let's continue. Okay. It's gonna be a little annoying to tell it what's wrong because it's so wrong. But let's try. Let's just keep going. The note sizes and positions are wrong, are very wrong. Study the source to figure out the position. The clefs are super tiny too. What else? Please add back one song. Sequence of notes. What else? When I pressed a note, when I played corresponding piano key, it always marked it as wrong. Sometimes a totally wrong key is marked correct. Probably the positions. The note heads are super tiny too. Please study the source, and for the image files, find the right sizes. Maybe you need to look at a screenshot. So the splash screen backgrounds totally different. More boring now. There's still no piano note being played. The original used a pitch shifted single tone, I think. Also had some background music, but not in a game. Alright, so that's a bunch of things that could work on. So after this is done, I'll probably give up unless it like really blows me away. But I think it's also like a reasonable, might be a reasonable place to start working from if I wanted to complete this app, which probably, I'm not sure if I will. But now I'm leaning towards maybe a different app. So I had an idea, maybe I'll just make some, I could make some like travel apps that are completely offline for people when they're on the plane, for a few destinations I care about. So that'd be fun because I could use the LLM APIs, I could scrape. Okay, it's asking me for some things. Yes, you can do all the LSing you want. But yeah, so what do I think so far about this Claude Code experience compared to other LLM coding? Other LLM coding I've done has been okay. I've used Cursor. Sometimes I use the regular chats. I feel like those are a little more controlled and more accurate in the output. And part of that was because I did each step. I just asked for like a file or even a function or to fix one particular thing. This time it's kind of doing everything at once. It's even setting up the file structure and project. And I think that's just too hard for it right now. But yeah, this is what I'd expect to get if I like contracted some lower quality like company in a, I don't know, some faraway country that I don't have any connections with, for like $100 or something. So in that regard, it's okay. I mean, now that company would just use this tool and give whatever text I did, so maybe the price has come down. But unfortunately, I think that means I'm not really ready to use Claude Code full time for this kind of thing. I think, yeah, it's gonna be good for what it has been before, which is like help me write this integration function, and a function that integrates some service I've never used before, or like give me the boilerplate code for a test harness for this project. Kind of like auxiliary and like initial steps, and then like the actual details I still have to go in and really do myself. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a game changer yet, and I'm sure there's some applications where it is. But for this particular use case, I was hoping for a little bit more, given all the positive news I've been hearing about. Of course, some of it's hype, but just the sheer volume was pretty good. I mean, in Hacker News, you get both sides of the story. But yeah, anyway, it's fun to play with this, and I'm looking forward to trying Claude Code out on a bunch of different applications. I have to say, one thing I'm pleasantly surprised by is I haven't yet hit the limits for Claude Code, even on this $20 a month subscription for the Basic Pro, not the Max. So that's nice. I'm probably gonna hit it eventually, but like I was worried like I'd ask it to set up the initial project and it just dies, runs out of tokens. One thing I have to say from yesterday's Claude Code experience is, yeah, one thing I didn't expect was your API usage is not built in at all. So if you have to like connect to a LLM like Opus or the what's the other one, Sonnet, you have to like fund the account with a credit card instead of coming out of some budget in your pro account, and it's quite a bit more expensive than what I've used from OpenAI. Like the 4.0 model is very cheap. I've been running longevity papers on that, and it's like pennies. It's probably less than a penny a day for a good amount of usage. Maybe Anthropic has a model that I haven't tried that's for that kind of quality and that kind of cost. Yeah, just my like initial test stuff, I ran over $1. I mean, it's not much, it's $1, but you know, it's a test. All right. Well, one thing I do like is I don't have to do the like loop where I pass the errors back in Claude Code. I guess that's one of the major improvements. All right, so it's running it on the desktop. It's interesting. Okay, it gave up on desktop because it didn't build. I mean, it should be able to do that. Oh, okay. Let's see where we're at. Let's try Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Oh, so this is hilarious. Yeah, so it's definitely followed my instructions to make the clef bigger, but this is a little bit too big. Press play to start the song. Where is play? I do not see a play button. Look, it's still doing stuff. Is there supposed to be a play button that I'm not seeing? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, let's try the... Oh, okay, it's... I'd say these are about 4 times bigger than they should be, but this looks like a D or a C. Let's try C. I couldn't tell if there was a line. This might be a C because it's the lowest note. Alright, so we can kind of tell what notes they are now. And the left line probably tells us, so this should be a high C. No. Right, so the lines also are not where they should be. Okay, now we know that this is a D. No. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on really. Let me try a D for this. Oh, okay. So it killed my P-kill is a little bit more risky, so I'm going to not YOLO that one. I wonder how it figured out there was no song. Okay, so somehow it figured out the audio files weren't working. I wonder if it's working on its own branch. Yeah, why don't you do that? Yeah, so I'm probably going to wrap up this this video after this last call, but I think for like an hour's work, this is interesting, and definitely showed some limitations, but also some promise. And this is sort of where I felt like Claude would land. I wouldn't say I'm an AI skeptic, but I wouldn't say I'm all in. I'm definitely bullish about the long-term prospects here, and it's getting better. All right, let's try it out. So it did some things. I want to just also tell it the size was way too small and then way too big. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that's going to be very hard to debug unless you have like a video in the loop type setup. What is this? Okay, so it's not in the sharps. But it's kind of interesting. I don't even think that's the piano. You know, I think I have probably a few different instruments loaded up in that audio directory, and it just picked like a bell or something. Okay, I think we can just get a little better. So some major issues. The songs are waiting for the user to press a non-existent play button. The note heads are about 4x too big, and the keys still don't apply. The keyboard from low C to B play a high bell tone, and then from C to G, drop down an octave or something. The keyboard laid out correctly. Also, the stems don't seem like they are the right height. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, let's just... So the Note Teacher Kids app I made in less than 30 days, I think. And probably I was working only half of those or so. So, granted, that was working off of the audio editor code base. But yeah, I would say this kind of app is probably particularly bad for Claude when there's a lot of like visual graphics, pixel specific stuff you have to worry about. So, and that might even be true for any DSP related stuff I do with audio. I don't know. But yeah, I'd be curious to try the app that does background sounds next, called Softly, because there's a lot less, and there's a lot of graphical things, but it's like abstract, and it's a little bit more forgiving. So maybe tomorrow I'll try that. I'll try pouring that one. Yeah, but I mean, it was fun. It was fun. It was cool. Let's keep doing it. Yes, you can restart Flutter. It's interesting, it starts Flutter, but I don't think it can see what's going on. Okay, well this is Mary had a... Oh, it redid the keyboard. Now it's 2.5 octaves. And there's a play button. Oh. Mary had a little lamb. I think starts with a B. No, let's try... I mean, it's possible they could have done C. Oh yeah, so this is it. You can see it's advancing. Okay, so now the animation's broken. And it still has the sounds mapped wrong. Oh, okay, now it's going. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it's got sound, so that's cool. Let me try a different one. Okay, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, let's go. So I have to press the pause song and then it starts. Start. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, I don't know what. Ah, okay, so it times out. Yeah. You can commit that. And I think with that, we will be done for today. So thanks for watching. Always a pleasure. And we'll see you next time. Bye.